It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Checking out the Hornets, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds, two clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams so good in transition?
THTA. TDI.
And what does that mean?
They have athletes to do it. Athletes to do it.
I knew what that meant.
That's it. Good ball handlers and good finishes, man. THT, HTDI.
Not only that, they spend a lot of time perfecting it. The moment they get the ball, TLTP, they look to push.
WSIDTKH FTC. We send it down to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's the land of mission control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. The Hornets would love to finish off this road trip on a good note. These guys are hot, no doubt about it, continuing to put up win after win.
And during this streak, guys, one thing you can see on this team is that everybody's role is clearly defined. Every player knows exactly what's expected of them. All the pieces seem to be fitting together perfectly.
Yep, and there isn't a more confident team in the NBA right now. Believe me, none of the guys on that team think this winning streak has happened by accident.
And before we get underway here, let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Steve Clifford.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Thank you, David. And it should be a high-paced game tonight as both of these teams, Clark, thrive in the open floor. So with that being said, what makes these teams so good on the break?
Well, you're right, Kevin. They do thrive in the open court. Excellent transition teams because they push the ball and they really have a conscious effort to run the floor at every opportunity. That's what makes fast break teams hard to beat, is because they're running all the time. And that doesn't give your defense a lot of time to set up.
Boys, nice and high.
So the Rockets win the tip. Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Jeremy Lamb out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Batum in at the 3 slot. And it's Capella missing. Here's Charlotte now. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
And so the Charlotte Hornets get the first points of the ball game. Here's Harden. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
And this is why Harden is a top player, an elite player. I mean, somebody who effortlessly sinks shots over intense defense makes him special.
Now, here's Howard. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Ariza with the bucket.
And Ariza has great confidence in his shot. A dynamite catch-and-shoot player.
Walker against Paul. Walker in the post. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
On the wing, Harden. Capella against Howard. It's good.
Outstanding presence of mind. Harden is constantly looking for the open shooter.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Now Walker, looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Here's Lamb, lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants, and then gets his shot off in time.
Now here's Lamb. Harden missing his last shot. Lamb, good.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the threes and the twos last season for Charlotte.
And they concentrated a lot on creating open looks from beyond the arc. Player movement, finding space on the perimeter, that was their #1 priority.
Now here's Walker. Outside Batum, beyond the arc. No good from Lamb.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
Ariza kicks to Paul. Screen by Capella. Here's Ariza, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Ariza's got 5.
You must stay with Ariza when the screen is being set, Kevin. I mean, he knows how to capitalize in these situations.
Screen by Howard. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
You gotta feed Howard the rock when he's in the paint. He commands the ball whenever he has that kind of position.
Paul dishes to Harden. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
Anderson the screen. 3-pointer. Houston gets it back. Hornets leading by 3. Batum passes to Lamb. Paul kicks to Ariza. Nice D from Williams.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Yeah, you chronicle the career of Trevor Ariza. You know, he came into the league primarily as a slasher and transition scorer and a good defender. He's done a nice job reinventing his game as he's gotten older. And now he's much more of a 3-and-D type player, impacting both ends of the floor.
Now Paul, following the miss by Kemba Walker from deep.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Lays it up off the glass. Walker's got his second bucket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And Ariza is certainly Clark of the 3-and-D mold as a veteran. That is often what players on the perimeter need to do as their athleticism starts to decline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ariza can still run the floor and occasionally punch it down on you. There's no question about that. You know, it's just now the bulk of his contributions come off knocking down threes. He's had a very long and productive career and has really done a nice job of adapting to whatever his team needs from him.
And here's Charlotte. They're on a 12-4 run right now. On the wing, Batum. Ariza covering. That's good from Howard on the assist from Marvin Williams.
And even with defenders looming, Howard has the edge there inside.
Harden outside. Floats one up. Here's Capella. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Oh, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, he finished near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
That's good from Capella.
Well, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
Now here's Williams. 17 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Buries it from three-point range.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Rockets trail by 7. Paul dishes to Harden. He had stolen by Lamb. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Hornets?
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And the Hornets making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in. And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. It just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
Anderson, a screen on Howard. There's a good screen. Lob pass to Capella. Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
Oh, what a pass, and then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth.
He could have messed that up trying for a big slam. Nice work going to the layup.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now. Taking them to the woodshed. Super aggressive and owning the paint.
Now, here is Harden. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. That shot, no good. Walker with some nice D. Hornets leading by 10. It's stolen by Ariza. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. His three-pointer's off the mark. Charlotte is gone. 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. A shot by Batum. No good. Harden kicks to Anderson. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
And Anderson so fundamentally sound. Before shooting, he squares up just the way you teach it.
Kaminsky sets the pick for Batum. Out to the right wing. Pulls up. Kaminsky misses. Houston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Ariza. And he drops it in from the low post. And now it's only a 5-point Charlotte lead.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Screen by Howard. Here's Batum. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And as great as Nicholas Batum is, the one issue he's dealt with, Greg, his entire career is staying consistent during games.
And with his skill set, it is hard for Batum to be completely absent. He can play, though, too passively at times when you know what he's capable of, and he's at his best when he is active and aggressive.
The free throw drops for Batum.
And you know, Kevin, there is no question about what this Rockets team wants to do. Shoot threes and drive it to the goal. Last in the league in mid-range jumpers by a long shot.
Now here's Johnson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Here's Nene. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Now here's Gordon. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. Just 5 on the clock. Nene, the screen. Here's Johnson, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off. And to give some more data on the Rockets and their threes, about 46% of their shots last season were from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and you know what? The Rockets are a firm believer in advanced analytics, which tilt the balance towards the three-point shot, and that's been a real driving force for why this team values the three as much as they do. And just another side note, that was an NBA record in terms of three-point shooting volume by the Rockets last season.
The Hornets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. No good on that one. And a lot of scorers in the NBA just demand so much attention when they have the ball. Which players you think, Clark, in your eyes, gets the most attention from a defense?
Well, I mean, how about the MVP of last season, Russell Westbrook? I mean, you can't take your eyes off of him when you're watching the game and certainly when you're playing against him. And you've got to know where Steph Curry is at all times, whether he has the ball or not. He's that dangerous. And James Harden is one of those guys who's a magnet for attention as well. And you always can throw LeBron James in any conversation about most watched players or most focused on players.
Now here's Nene, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Gordon. Second shot opportunity, rebounded by Kaminsky.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And hey, we know the three-point shot is a work in progress for Carter Williams, but when he's dropping it in from there, you got to get on it.
Screen by Baamute. And it's Gordon penetrating.
Boy, it's so good to see Eric Gordon healthy because he's battled injuries quite a bit throughout his career. Last season played in the most games he's played in a long time, and actually ended up being healthy and one of the most valuable players on a very good Rockets team.
The Rockets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Two shots.
First free throw is good.
And Gordon just continues to prove why he's so valuable. I mean, he knows he's out there to shoot the ball, and he does it very well.
All free throws good from Eric Gordon. Here's Carter Williams playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. Pass to Monk. They set the pick to the inside, and it's blocked, and he recovers it. Hernan Gomez. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. It's on Nene.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And Eric Gordon dealing with injuries. And unfortunately, that's been kind of the theme of his career. Last season, only the second time he's ever played more than 70 games in a regular season. The first time was his rookie year out of Indiana.
Yeah, you can't deny the fact, Kevin, that the current of being injured has run through Eric Gordon's career. But while he's not been that efficient as a driver when he's healthy, he has always been consistent from outside. And he reminded everybody last season just how dangerous he is as a shooter when he's healthy.
And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
And he makes both free throws. Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively?
There's 1:26 left in the first quarter of the game. Nene, the screen. Carter Williams against Gordon. Back to Johnson. With the floater. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kaminsky's got his third rebound tonight.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now, here's Tucker. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Johnson.
And the versatility Johnson offers, it can't be forgotten. I mean, this is a guy that can play 3 to 4 positions, a lights-out shooter who also has that clutch gene.
Johnson hits them both.
You know, one of the great strengths of Coach D'Antoni, to me, Kevin, is he really gives his players a lot of confidence. And his philosophy really clicks with players. They're comfortable playing for him. They know their responsibilities, and they play hard for D'Antoni.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Johnson. Frank Kaminsky making his last shot. From 17 feet out. That's good from Johnson on the assist from Van Mute. And it's 6 points for Johnson. Charlotte leading by 7. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Monk. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
We know he can shoot deep, but he also has a nice touch inside. So Monk has a lot of confidence wherever he's shooting the ball from.
Nene, the screen. Here's Tucker. Johnson outside. 3 seconds left. And the shot no good, a bit short. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing the game he still loves.
Basketball, this is my passion, you know, on the court. It's my sanctuary. You know, I want to have fun. The reason I play is to win championships. I take this game very serious.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Yeah, nice beginning so far. This is how you play out of the gate.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Rockets, we've got Gordon. Nene is out there with Luke Mbamute. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Johnson in at the three, the small forward. Here's Carter Williams following the basket by Nene. Here's Kaminsky. Offensive rebound. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And here is Johnson following the three-pointer by Malik Monk. Nene kicks to Johnson, and then Johnson with the jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Now, here's Monk. He's got 5. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. Kaminsky kicks to Kid Gilchrist. 4 on the clock. Charlotte needs to get a shot off. Over Johnson. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. Rockets trail by 12. Outside Gordon. Johnson with it. He's got 8. Back to Gordon. Nene, the screen. Shot off the screen. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Hornets leading by 12. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Great D that time from Johnson.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Nene, the pass to Johnson. Now the feed to Tucker. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Charlotte has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Kaminsky. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. And here's Tucker. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Gordon. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. Well, for the majority of his career, Clark, Eric Gordon has been a starter. But last year, in his first year with the Houston Rockets, they deployed him as a 6th man, and he flourished in that role.
Yeah, you know, he sure did. And some guys just have a knack for thriving in that role coming off the bench. He knew he had the green light coming off the bench and jacking up threes. That's what he was called to do. And even though he played less minutes, he still obliterated his previous career high of three-pointers taken.
That free throw good from Eric Gordon. Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbamute. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Johnson. And Paul's subbed in for P.J. Tucker. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Howard's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Williams comes in for Kaminsky. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. And it's Kemba Walker in for Carter Williams. Well, Clark, you had the distinct honor of playing horse against the former president of the U.S., Barack Obama. You lost that game. I don't want to remind you, but I want an honest answer. Did you let him win that contest?
Kevin, the deal is that it was an unbelievable privilege to play POTUS. We changed the letters of that game back in 2010, and I let the president up. I gave him life after I had him down, and he took advantage of turning the momentum in his favor. He won fair and square. I did give him an opportunity to win, but he's on top in that matchup, and I think it ended up being good television. And while some of my former teammates look at me with disdain for having lost a horse game to the president, I think it was all intended to end just the way it did.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Free throw good from Walker. And last season, I think, Greg, there was a time when Kemba Walker was playing basketball, you know, as well as any point guard in the NBA.
No doubt. I mean, not to say he's the best in our league, but he is certainly climbing up the list. You can't ignore his impact on this team. Has worked to improve each season he's been in the league.
And so Walker nails both of them.
Tell you what, Walker is an exceptional scorer. I mean, a clever guard who wreaks havoc with his quickness and ball skills.
Screen by Capella. To the middle. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Now here's Lamb, guarded by Harden. And it's in there.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Goes up from the top of the key. The Hornets pull it in. Howard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Shoots a three. And another three for Charlotte.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
Ariza kicks to Anderson. Clock at 6. Here's Paul. And yep, couple bounces and it falls.
A hand in his face, NP for CP3. No problem. Takes more than that to affect his jump shot.
Now Walker, he's got 11. Out to the wing. Here's Monk. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Rockets play at one of the highest paces in the NBA. A lot of possessions for both sides as they want as many chances as they can possibly get to score. Clark, when you think about that, how do you prepare for a team like the Rockets if you're their opponent?
Well, there are a couple of things you can do. One is you try to slow them down, and some teams are equipped to do that. Other teams are equally adept at the three, so you match them shot for shot. But the problem with that is Harden is really good in the half court. And even when you take away transition, he can hurt you in the half-court game.
First one falls for him.
The energy that Monk brings, I love it. I mean, when he's out on the floor, he's giving you everything he has.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. That one is no good. Rockets trail by 16. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Paul's shot is off. Charlotte's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. Williams can't hit. Houston's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Harden kicks to Ariza. Screen by Capella. Ariza dishes to Harden. A shot missing. And Charlotte will go the other way with it.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Walker the pass to Williams. Over Anderson. And Williams with the basket on the assist by Walker. 6 points for Williams.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now a timeout called by Houston. And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I love the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Williams. He's got 6 over Anderson, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Lob pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Oh, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Paul against Walker. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
For Charlotte, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it. Shooting one.
Free throw good, Nicholas Batum.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy. Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Now here's Harden. After the miss from Malik Monk. Over Monk, and the basket by Harden. Harden's got his second bucket.
Love Harden's elusiveness. This guy's so elusive, finds ways to get the room he needs to shoot from the mid-range just the way he wants to.
Now here's Williams, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Hornets lead by 17.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin, rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
Paul against Walker. With the teardrop. Great D that time from Howard.
He's still fighting it, and sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. He's trying to get in the rhythm, but right now he's playing hard, but he's hurting his team.
Here's Walker. He's got 11. He dishes it to Howard. Pass to Monk. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Good. 6 points for James Harden.
You've got to be mindful of Harden at all times, especially when he's close to the basket. I mean, he really knows how to finish inside.
And Walker kicks to Monk. Over Harden. Charlotte getting another chance here. And a wide open look for Walker. Outside for Batum. Here's Howard. And Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts. And, you know, Kevin, they count on him to provide offense, and he knows how to fill it up.
Here's Batum, following the basket by Chris Paul. And Batum kicks to Williams. And the Hornets miss again. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Anderson. Johnson comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for Paul. The Hornets also changing it up. Hernan Gomez comes in for Dwight Howard. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist subbed in for Monk. Now here's Harden. 6 points for him. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. Almost, but it rolls out.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Guys, with the Hornets' length and mobility at the 2 through 4 positions, the team switches a lot defensively. Coach Steve Clifford said, you have to deal with mismatches at times, but it makes defense simpler. With those guys, they're all big enough, strong enough, and competitive enough that they're going to battle. Kevin?
And having that kind of versatility on defense is huge. D.A., thank you so much. Here's Johnson. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Nene with it. Williams picks him up. Nene kicks to Johnson. Down low. Here's Capella. No good off the front iron.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. It looked like he forced the shot.
And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in for Houston. P.J. Tucker comes in for James Harden. Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Charlotte. Michael Carter-Williams comes in for Walker.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Gordon kicks to Johnson.
Not much success from beyond the arc for him here. They should look to work it inside a little bit more and get some easy looks in the paint.
Kaminsky dishes to Kidd-Gilchrist. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Over Nene. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. Gordon, the pass to Johnson. From 8. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
And I like the fact, guys, that those numbers have gone up since last season. I mean, he said free throw shooting was an area he was looking to improve, and he has. 2.
Free throw good. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And the Hornets making a change here. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Gordon for 3. That shot, no good. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Steve Clifford. Steve, what's the focus going into the second half?
the big thing is they've got so much offense, and they have so many guys who come in and score. You got to play every possession defensively, and it's got to be every single possession.
Coach, thanks very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 13 points and 6 assists. Shaq, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Hornets leading by 12. Tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. Inside, Williams at the 4, Howard in the middle. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Batum in at the small forward position. The Rockets shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Now the dish to Paul. The putback, and Paul stays with it.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Williams a screen on Harden, and Walker kicks to Williams. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Williams has got 10.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Here's Harden. Offensive rebound. Capella. It's deflected.
And, you know, 1 for 4, not a good start. I mean, they got to play with a little more energy this half.
Took him no time at all on that one. 16 points for Walker.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard, and when you can shoot it like Walker, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
He used that pick to get in close. 8 points for Chris Paul.
There you go. I mean, this is the time to get aggressive. I mean, they need to keep feeding him the basketball. Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and, you know, you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And you might as well ride him, Kevin. When he's hot like that, feeling it, Capella needs to be ridden and ridden hard.
Howard with a screen on Ariza. Batum attacking. Stolen by Harden. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Walker.
Well, they say the mid-range game is a dying art form, but after looking at this shot chart, they are injecting a ton of life into it. Whatever space is being offered up to them in the mid-range, they have accepted and have continually knocked down shots to make the defense pay.
Hornets leading by 13. Jumper off the screen. Here's Howard. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 6.
Yeah, and when Howard is allowed to get near the bucket, he capitalizes easily on the offensive glass. He sees the game so well.
Now here's Paul. He's got 8, hands it from downtown. Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this roster, this team isn't in the conversation for winning. You need him to keep your window of winning open, and he is just that impactful and makes everyone on the floor better.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
A moment now to see the numbers for Clint Capella. 6th in shooting percentage, 14th in rebounding. And he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. Now here's Paul. 11 points in the game over Walker. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got his 16th rebound on the night. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Hornets have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. No good on the second free throw. Rockets trail by 16. Paul outside. Here's Harden. The kick out to Anderson. Takes a 3. Cranes the three-pointer. Anderson's got 6 points.
When Anderson lets it fly, Kevin, it looks good every time to me. His jumper is simply wet.
Howard setting the pick for Walker. Lobbed up there for Howard. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And love how Howard throws it down. Just spectacular to watch on these alley-oops given his strength.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Harden. He's got 8. That's short off the rim. Now here's Lamb. Defense is right there. That's good. And so Howard with the assist.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Hornets.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And it's sent back by Howard.
And he's led the league in block shots on multiple occasions, and Howard's still a presence down low.
Well, every team needs rebounding. Let's check out the league's top rebounders. 5th is Dwight Howard.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Rockets trail by 20. Now here's Harden. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. And it's Capella missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Charlotte making a switch here. Monk's checked in. Houston's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Out left to the wing. Capella dishes to Harden. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
You know, Capella does a nice job maintaining his focus on the offensive end. He doesn't get a ton of touches, but whenever he gets a clean look at the rim, he takes advantage of it.
Now here's Lamb. He's got 15.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Harden gets the bucket.
He's obviously hit a bit of a dry spell here, only 1 of 5 this quarter.
And here is Lamb. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Lamb sets a screen for Howard. Over to the left wing. There's a screen. Clock at 6. Monk kicks to Walker. Over Harden. The good-looking shot from the wing. And that's 23 points for Walker.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. The pass to Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 5 assists in the game. Williams a screen on Harden, and Harden comes to help. Williams with a clean look, kept alive. Howard kicks to Lamb. The three-pointer off the mark. Rockets trail by 15. Harden outside. Over in the corner, Paul. Anderson a screen on Walker. Here's Paul. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Paul's got 9 points now in just the second half. Walker the pass to Monk. Good D by Ariza. Houston's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Here's Harden, and it's sent back by Howard. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And then for Charlotte, Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Williams. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Jeremy Lamb. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Walker. Gordon. For 3, Gordon. It's rebounded by Charlotte. They led the game at 1 point by 20. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. Here's Carter-Williams. Got a piece of it. Outside Gordon. Over Monk. Here's Nene. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. So for the Rockets, Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Ariza. And it's P.J. Tucker in for Chris Paul. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Charlotte.
Shooting 1.
Free throw good, Nene. Hornets leading by 10. Carter-Williams with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And Kidd-Gilchrist kicks to Kaminsky. Over Mbamute. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And here's Houston. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. And the basket by Gordon.
And Gordon has a fast release. Got to be up on him at all times. I mean, he's excellent shooting off the dribble.
And here is Carter-Williams. It's Monk at the elbow. They set the pick. Here's Kidd-Gilchrist. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And when you look at Kidd-Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor. And just a prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And you look at the size and game of Kidd-Gilchrist, he is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kidd-Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Gordon with no one around. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And 11 points for Eric Gordon. Here's Carter Williams. Outside, Kidd-Gilchrist. Kaminsky inside. He's guarded by Mbamute. Kaminsky misses.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Count the basket. And now it's just a 4-point Hornets lead.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Yeah, they got hot. I didn't think I'd be saying this a little while ago, but now this game's up for grabs.
And while they still have the lead, boy, was that important to keep it from shrinking.
Greg, they might have the lead, but what they don't have is the momentum right now. So that was a big basket for them.
Now here's Nene. He's got 5.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Hornets. Nene, no good on the free throw. Hornets leading by 4. Stolen by Tucker. Johnson wide open. He fires offline from the high post. Charlotte has gotten the 3-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. And Batum kicks to Kaminsky. Over Mbamute. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's foul number 2 for him. Gordon kicks it to Tucker. Feeds to Johnson. Nene with the screen on Kidd-Gilchrist. Here's Johnson. Another miss by Johnson.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Carter Williams dishes to Kaminsky. Kidd-Gilchrist the pass to Kaminsky. Taken away by Nene. 5-on-3 break. Here is Mbamute, and the dunk by Mbamute.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Offensive rebound. Here's Batum. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Houston's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. And Tucker has it in the corner. Back to Gordon. Johnson with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the middle. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Looking to get it going. And the dunk by Batum.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now here's Johnson. He's got 12. Kicks to Gordon. Nene setting the pick for Gordon. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Gordon's got the game tied up here for Houston.
shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Now Carter Williams. There's the pick. He feeds it to Kaminsky. 2 on the clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. It's on Nene.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
The shot, no good. Back to the action after this word. And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. The Rockets trail. Gordon out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Mbamute. Then it's Nene in at the center. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Screen by Mbamute. High arcing shot. Herman Gomez grabs the miss.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Here's Johnson. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist making his last shot. Johnson kicks to Gordon. Back to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Nene, the screen. Johnson attacking. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Carter Williams kicks to Batum. No good there. Good D by Johnson. Houston's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15.
Gordon's got a great ability to draw contact. You got to respect that. He's an aggressive scorer who makes it tough on the defense, even if they get physical with him.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Carter Williams from downtown, and Nicholas Batum the bucket on the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 5 assists tonight. Nene the screen. Johnson kicks to Gordon, and the call is going to be yes it is, an illegal screen.
No doubt for me, the offense looks better in the second half. They've been able to dial down those turnovers, and that's been a huge help.
Houston making some changes. Anderson comes in for Mbamute, and it's Harden in for P.J. Tucker. And then for Charlotte, Lamb, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Kemba Walker in for Carter Williams. Now here's Walker. Here's Kaminsky. Over Anderson, and the basket by Kaminsky. And the Hornets lead by 5. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some.
Oh,
jam!
Come on now, bring the thunder, rock that rim. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. No good from Lamb. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That's foul number 2 for him. Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Riza comes in for Johnson. And Paul subbed in for Eric Gordon. Charlotte also making some changes. Howard comes in for Hernan Gomez. And Marvin Williams subbed in for Kaminsky. The Rockets again can't hit. Charlotte leading by 3. Here's Lamb, and Capella sends it back. They retain possession. Packed and still knocked it down. Nice composure.
Hit. One shot.
And Marvin Williams, for a long while, had been viewed as a tweener. You know, a player who was stuck somewhere, Greg, between the small and power forward positions.
Yeah, and for a lot of players, that is plenty to get you minutes. I mean, Williams has improved on his defense here later in his career, and he shot more threes, and it's really become a weapon for him over the course of his career.
Mind the lane. One shot.
That one misses for Williams. Rockets trail by 5. Paul kicks to Ariza. Here's Anderson. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
Yeah, great anticipation there. Anderson timing the rebound perfectly. Solid as an offensive rebound.
Howard with a screen on Harden. Over in the corner, Williams. Lamb with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. Williams passes to Lamb. Howard dishes to Batum. It's stolen by Capella. And it's Houston on the break. And it's slammed in by Ariza.
Ariza is a versatile player. Awesome job staying active on defense to come away with the steal.
The Hornets have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. And Lamb kicks to Batum. Screen by Howard. Batum, good. And the Hornets lead by 3.
Yeah, and those broad shoulders of Howard, tough to navigate when he's setting the screen.
Howard against Capella. It's stolen by Lamb. Here's the break. Lobbed up there for Howard. Batum passes to Williams. Back to Batum. That shot missing. Good D by Ariza.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling. And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Lamb. He's off on the second.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Good on the shot, and with that, the Charlotte lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Ariza. The Hornets have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Walker against Harden. Williams. And the shot is long. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Harden left side to take the lead, and it's Houston with another.
Man, I love how easily Harden fills it up. Scores in so many ways, making it look easy.
Walker against Harden. Walker dishes to Howard. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
He's lost his concentration in the second half, and we can see that in the turnovers piling up. Before the break, he had just one. Now he's got a bunch.
Now here's Paul. Screen by Capella. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul. Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Walker against Harden. Left side Williams over Anderson. Charlotte no good that time either. Here's Houston now. They're on a 14-5 run. Harden outside. Lets it go with a 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Walker in the post, guarded by Harden. Got it, and the Houston lead has been cut to just 5 points on the basket from Kemba Walker. Paul kicks to Capella. There's the screen on the wing. Harden. 17-foot shot on the way. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. On the wing, Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Screen by Capella. Capella sets a screen for Ariza. He kicks to Paul. Shoots over Walker. That's short off the rim.
Like the shot selection. They couldn't cash in with no defense in the area, but still, they'll take that shot every day and for a month of Sunday.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Harden gets to Ariza. There's the screen. Goes up off the pick. And the dunk by Capella.
Hey, he's not going to mess that one up. Capella, when he's that close, count it.
Lamb with the ball. Howard with a screen on Paul. Up off the screen and slam dunk by Lamb.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And, Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them, and as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
Good on the three-point shot. That's 28 points for Kemba Walker.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from three-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Paul with the screen for Capella. Here's Harden on the wing. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, what's astounding to me about Harden in his play last year was how he transformed himself, and it actually goes back to a conversation he had with Mike D'Antoni. He basically told Harden, I need you to be the point guard. And he's adjusted nicely to that role in Mike D'Antoni's high-octane offense.
And the first one drops. With Harden, something clearly just clicked for him in his offensive game and scheme. Led his team in scoring, in assists, and rebounding. Did all that while playing fewer minutes than the year before.
And I think a lot of that you have to attribute to him embracing Mike D'Antoni's request for him to play point guard. I mean, he put up numbers you simply don't see in the NBA. And last season was clearly one of the great seasons in NBA history.
Williams passes to Walker. The shot, no good. Harden with the defensive effort. Dishes to Anderson. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there.
And Lamb kicks to Walker. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Hey, Kevin, no idea what happened there, quite honestly. I mean, it seemed like he just mistimed that pass.
Houston leading by 5. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. The 3. He can't get that one to fall. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Here's Walker. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Ariza has the open look. The Rockets again can't hit.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Walker with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Harden against Walker. At the top of the key, Batum, just 5 on the clock. Unloads from 13. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. 17 points for Batum.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Screen by Capella. Paul dishes to Anderson. Lets a floater go. And Harden. And the nice bucket inside. Harden's got 30 points.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 1:53 left here in the 4th quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Steve Clifford went over with his guys during the break. He told them that they're getting it done in the paint. He said, they can't guard us inside, guys. Keep taking it to them. Pound it down low. See if they keep it up, Kevin.
It's up a 3. Rockets keep it going with the new 24-second clock. And it's Capella missing. Hornets trail by 5. Lamb passes to Batum. They get it back. And Lamb kicks to Batum. Lets it go with a 3. Again, Batum missing.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
Capella with a screen on Walker. Here's Paul. Anderson wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. Anderson's got 7 now in this quarter.
Hey, you have to always be mindful of where Anderson is at all times because he's an excellent marksman.
Batum sets a screen for Lamb. Charlotte again missing. Houston leading by 8. Harden outside. Pass to Capella. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Right side, Williams. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Boy, I like how fast, how quickly he went up with the shot, realizing that his man had no chance.
Harden dishes to Paul. Capella with a screen on Williams. Anderson kicks to Capella. And that's an intentional foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 7-point lead. And so here's Charlotte. Lamb with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. Batum for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Boy, the floor awareness of Chris Paul. Got to respect that. I mean, whenever one of his guys is open, he's getting the ball to him quickly and on time.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run.
And as the receiver, he doesn't feel the need to go for the monster finish that time. I mean, laying it up for the 2 points worked out just fine.
So Houston wins it. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, what does a win like this do for you at this time of the season?
Hopefully it gives us a little momentum. We got a tough stretch coming up. We got our back-to-back next week, so hopefully it just gives us a little momentum.
We'll see if we can keep it going again. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.